All right, all right, all right. Thank you, Music Posse, for warming me up and also warming my special guest, Adrianna, warming her up while she's getting herself ready to join me as my special guest. Our live stream today, here is a surprise for all of you social friends, virtual connections, local friends. I mean, there's so many between myself and Adrianna. We're going to mesh our two worlds together, and we're going to share with you today a very dynamic live conversation. It's going to be short and sweet. So I'm going to ask you, stay for the entire conversation. It's not going to take that long. That's why I'm saying stay for the duration of this. Okay, so with all of that said, I'm going to ask Adrianna's friends to also give her a nice round of applause. Why? Because we all need it. We all need it to kind of get us going if we're going to do something a little bit unusual. But here's the secret. I'm actually dabbling in Adrianna's world. So again, stay tuned. I'll lean in to tell you what that means very soon. So Adrianna's friends, let's warm her up, all right? Yes. Give her that nice round of applause. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, Adrianna, are you ready?
Yes, I am. Hello, everybody. Hi, William. How are you?
I am doing well today. First and foremost, I'm going to thank you in advance for stepping up, serving as my special guest in this first live stream episode of Buying That House.
It is my absolute pleasure. Really, I have to thank you for inviting me to be on Buying That House. I'm really excited and looking forward to our conversation today.
Good, good. And now, with all of that said, let me set the stage. Buying that first home, it's an important life event. You agree?
Oh, huge life event. One of the biggest ones, I think.
Yeah. What are some of the other life events? I'm going to do a little quiz on you. What are some of the other life events that impact all of us?
Weddings, getting married.
Yep.
That's a big one.
Yep.
Unfortunately, deaths. That's a big one that impacts everybody.
True, true.
Having children. That's a big one as well. Yep. Just to name a few.
What about starting a business?
Huge life event. It's a huge life event as well. Starting a business. Absolutely it is. Yeah.
Do you recommend to your friends, my friends, and maybe the new friends you and I don't know yet, but they will quickly know us after they see this. Do you recommend that you tackle and accomplish 3-4 of these life events at one time?
Definitely not at the same time. No. Very overwhelming. They're just each individual life event is overwhelming. Imagine all together. It's a lot. It's a lot. So, I mean, there's a season in life for everything. And there's a reason for that. It's because you don't need to do it all at the same time, right?
Sure. And what I think I know about you is like in business, like in your business that you started, like the things that matter to you and me in our personal lives, as long as you have a plan, you can get there, correct?
Yes. So true.
All
The
right.
plan is the key to getting to anywhere you want to get to.
Okay. So, audience members, I'm calling all of you out. Yes, you single guys and you single females. um, the reason why I asked Adrianna to join me as a special guest today is because in this first episode live stream of Buying That House, Adrianna is, or I should correct myself, is, but now was a first-time home buyer, right?
Yeah, very
and,
true.
and what I learned about you is you chose, I like how I'm saying that because it's correct. You chose to buy a home, your first home, before getting married.
Yes, I did.
Why the hell did you want to do that?
Okay, such a good question. I guess first of all, I will preface by saying I am less traditional, I guess, than other people who would prefer to buy a house after they get married.
Okay.
So threw that out the window, if you will, the traditions. That was the first thing. Second thing, why did we buy a house before? We are the type of people that, just to clarify, I bought with my fiance, who was my boyfriend at the time of many years. We had been together, I think, 7 years when we bought the house. So it wasn't new, but we knew we wanted to move together in that next phase of life. And so there was really either one of two ways for us outside of, moving in together and maybe renting something. It was either we buy a house together or we get married.
Yes.
And we sat down, and we are very much, larger than life people. Like, we like to do things properly. And we knew we wanted a big wedding. We knew we wanted our big dream wedding. And so we thought, you know what, let's be really responsible and spend all of our money on a house first, so that we have that asset, we have, that to come back to. Right. And then let's spend some time saving some money after we move into the house let's spend some time saving some money for the wedding after the house. So it was a responsible financial decision in our eyes anyway. That's why we chose to buy before getting married.
You know what? I love how you answered that question. I feel it from you. Mm-hmm. I think it's a great idea. I mean, why do things traditional? Fast forward to today's modern world. Back to what I said. As long as you have a plan, you could do it non-traditional. Nothing wrong with that.
100%. 100%. And we're doing more of a traditional wedding. So it goes to show that, like, just because you have traditional values, it doesn't mean you have to do every step in the most traditional way.
True.
And I have to say, my fiance now, boyfriend at the time, he proposed in our house after we had spent so much time, making our house into a home. No. And so it made every step of this journey just that much more special.
I love it. I love it. Now, can I lean in and kind of give you my perception as to why there's a benefit to buying a home before getting married? I'm going to share with you my little secret, okay?
I want to know.
Once you have bought that home, it's your combined home. Mm-hmm. Well, once you get married, I can only imagine, maybe in your culture, just like as in mine, it's a big wedding. I heard that. Mm-hmm. Which also means you get lots of presents.
We do. Typically, sure we do.
Right. And now you've got this brand new home that you bought together where you can house all of those big presents.
Yep. That's so true. Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Now, I learned this prior to you committing to doing this live stream from me, with me. You also did a very non-traditional thing. You bought, am I correct? We call it a fixer-upper.
Oh yes, a gut job, if you will. It was actually a gut job, complete gut job.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. We didn't want that. This wasn't plan A. Was not plan A. This was like plan C, I would say. Plan A was to buy a house that was ready to move in, right? Yep. That's what everybody wants. Turnkey, easy to move in, no worries, all good.
Right.
Well, when you start shopping, you realize that your budget can only allow for so much. And you definitely have to compromise the more you shop. So as we were shopping, we were realizing, okay, we can maybe buy something turnkey that's smaller, which would have us, move out of probably 5 years down the line, because we do want to have children.
Right.
Or we can buy something a little bit bigger, but completely renovate it.
Yeah.
And we had like a 3-month window to shop because we had locked in our rate for 3 months.
Yeah.
Our pre-approval.
Yeah.
And we just like kept looking and looking and looking, and we just couldn't find anything. So we kind of just said, okay, well, I don't know. My fiance walked into this house and he was like, after the 3rd time, we saw it 3 times because it was sitting on the market. Nobody wanted this house. So after 3 times, he walks in and he's like selling me the dream. And like, we're like 2 weeks away from losing our rate. And at the time it was a really good rate for what the standard rate was. Right. So we got a better rate than all the others.
Yeah.
So he sold me this dream about how he and his family could, fix it up and it'll be fine and we can fit it into our budget and all that. And that they'll get it all done within 3 months. That was the cherry on the cake, the 3 months thing.
Okay.
And so I said, okay, like, I believe in you to do this. Like, I believe in us to do this. I guess let's go sign the dotted line. And that's what we did.
Love it. So what I'm hearing is, you and your fiance, you although maybe you have some differences, right? Maybe one of you is more conservative, the other is more of a risk taker, dreamer. But what I liked about what you just shared with me was you committed to an outcome, you committed to a vision.
We did. Okay. We did. We committed to a vision together, and that was so important.
Yes.
Because otherwise we never would have seen this project through. Yeah. And everyone around us was like, are you sure you want to do this? It wasn't a small fixer-upper. It was a big job.
It was a big job.
Yeah.
Well, here is what I think I know. There's nothing wrong with committing to buying a fixer-upper and then, of course, committing to the big gut job. You've heard this, I'm sure, Adrianna, and that is, hey, buy something you can fix up, get it at the discount. And if it's the least expensive property on the block in the neighborhood, why not? Why? Because you'll let your neighbors with a more expensive property carry the burden of driving equity for you.
Yes, it's true. It's
right?
true.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, question. Because I work with a lot of first-time home buyers. We shared that in our first conversation. How many properties, I'm putting you in the hot seat, how many properties did you and your boyfriend, now fiance, how many did you guys look at?
I conservatively will say 30 properties.
Wow.
Yeah. But even that feels like it wasn't fully, we obviously, we visited a lot. I didn't go and count them all, but there were some Sundays where we would stack like 7 visits in a day. And we were just going to see every single property in the area we wanted to live in. That was like condo, house, townhouse, a fixer-upper, gut job, turnkey, like over budget, under budget. Like we just went and saw everything within reason. Obviously, we didn't go see anything that was like double our budget, but we visited. We really did our homework, and we knew we kind of had to do it in a sprint. We didn't have 6 months to 12 months to look around if we really wanted to lock in this rate.
Got it.
So we went fast.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Now, as I am going to ask you to look back, right? What is it? Hindsight's 2020. You know that cliche. Okay, so look back, Adrianna. What was the best advice someone gave to you? And also lean in and tell me, who is that someone?
I will tell you. It's always the dads, right? The dads. Yeah. My dad gave us some really good advice. My fiance's dad gave us some really good advice too.
Yeah.
There were two pieces of advice that really resonated with both of us.
Okay.
One is you make your money at the price, at the purchase.
Yeah.
So really important that you get the house at the best price you can.
Bingo.
And we took that really to heart. And then the second piece of advice that's kind of like tied to this is to shop without a real estate agent. Okay.
Yeah.
But as a buyer, not as a seller, but as a buyer.
Okay.
I don't know because we went shopping it's been a while since we moved into our house. So it's, things change a lot in real estate.
Yeah.
I don't know if we could have gotten away with this if we were shopping today.
Okay.
But at the time we could. And the reason why we were given that advice is because sometimes the real estate broker who's doing the deal for the seller can play with their rate, their commission, in order to get the price that everybody wants, essentially, right? Sure. And lo and behold, that's exactly what ended up happening. A lot of things played in our favor. One was that this house was sitting on the market for quite some time.
Yeah.
And I think too, the real estate agent who was selling this house wanted to get rid of it. And he was able to play on the emotions of his client because they were people that he knew quite well.
Yeah.
So it was like a perfect storm of it working out. But looking back, like I said, I don't know if that would still be applicable today. I don't know if we could still get away without having a broker to shop with.
I think, you know what it is? I think the business of real estate, it is dynamic. It changes. It ebbs and flows over time. And also the business of real estate, it's local. So what might be happening in one local geography may differ from another. But I think you hit upon some very key things that I know you already know this with your business. It has to be a win and a win, right? And so the broker who represented the seller, it sounds like to me, he was able to figure out, understand how to create that win and win for both sides.
Yeah.
And what that ultimately meant for him or her is he needed to play a role in affecting that win-win. So love it. Love
exactly. It. Yeah. It was definitely good advice. And my dad gave us those pieces of advice. And he's in the investment profession. And so he has a lot of experience with that. Yeah. So we really did. We were really well advised. We were lucky to be really well advised throughout this journey.
Yeah. And it sounds like your dad is in the money financial services business. So that makes perfect sense. Now, looking back again, opposite side of the coin, what was the worst piece of advice someone gave to you? And I can only imagine, obviously it wasn't your dad because he gave you the best advice. So what was the worst piece of advice? And this time we don't have to name that person.
Yeah, we don't have to name that person. We really didn't get horrible advice. We really didn't. The only piece of advice that kept coming back time and time again from everybody, literally, is you're going to know when you walk into the house that that's the house for you.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, I did not know when I walked in. No, actually my gut reaction was, heck no, we do not want to do a full reno, full gut job in this house.
Okay.
But because we were running out of options and this house had really, really good potential.
Love it.
It's my fiance who really pushed me and to say we can really make this house into a home and stay here 10 years. Yeah. So that's how, I came around. But that feeling of I just know I didn't feel that. I didn't feel that for this house. However, if we ever get, our dream home one day, 10 years down the line, I would definitely be looking for that feeling then.
Yeah. It's, hopefully you're going to laugh at my comment here. Buying your first home, buying your next home, buying your forever home. It's kind of like when you and your boyfriend at the time, became your fiance, blah, blah, blah. When you're dating, you'll know it when it feels right.
Yes. Yes. They say when you know, you know, and I believe that that's true in dating.
Yeah.
We say that for houses too, and I
True.
just didn't 100% feel that for this house. But now that we made it our own, I love our
Yeah.
house. You know,
Yeah.
there's definitely have no regrets, and I don't think I would have changed anything looking back, truly. But I
Okay.
guess for real estate, if you are looking maybe for something turnkey, then that piece of advice is way more applicable.
True.
But if you're okay with a fixer upper and like the house has good bones or the piece of property you're looking at has good bones, then you can turn it into that feeling, you know?
You're right. You're right. You know, the funny thing is with your story, on my personal front, um, the opposite happened.
Mm.
Um, when my wife and I bought our first property together,
Mhm.
it was her, it was she that convinced me to really go after and commit to this fixer upper. I was
Mhm.
the one kind of holding back. I was like you,
Yeah.
holding back, not sure, don't know if I want to do it. But she was the one that said, "No, I think there's something here. Let's commit to it." We did, and then literally fast forwards, I think about 8 years later, we sold that property, Adriana, for more than double the money we picked it up for.
Mhm.
That's probably the advice your dad gave you.
Yeah, the fixer upper, he didn't say in that sense that type of advice. Actually, that's more my fiance's dad who gave us that sort of
Ah,
advice.
got
You're
it.
gonna see the money return come when you come to sell. And yes, like my dad obviously validated that. He was more afraid of what a fixer upper situation could do to a relationship, right?
Oh, yes. True, true.
Both my parents were concerned. They were worried because my parents were never used to, they're not fixer upper
You're
type
not
people.
okay.
No, so they've never seen that sort of thing. They've obviously done renovations together in their home,
Yeah.
but there was a full team and like project management, and like it wasn't like we're DIYing the paint, you know? Like he's never had to paint a wall really. Neither of my parents, which they've been super fortunate
Yeah. Yeah.
in that sense. But so they were worried about that. However, my fiance's side of the family, they're way more DIY, fixer upper. Like they
Love it.
really see that vision. And now that we're on the other side of it,
Yeah.
my fiance and I are super excited about the potential of like seeing our money come back and then some, hopefully, right?
Yeah.
To,
Yeah.
to sell. So it's obviously a great thing in hindsight. It takes a lot of emotional resilience and I don't even know what not resilience, but like stamina maybe is the word to like go through a renovation like this for an
Yeah.
extended period of time. And you just have to be willing to do that essentially.
Yeah. So for all of you social friends watching this live stream, or you're listening to it, watching it on demand, yes, we're calling you out. Um, Everything's possible. You just have to have a commitment to that outcome,
Mhm.
whether it's a turnkey property or that fixer upper like Adriana and myself many years ago picked up, and we saw a big upside to it. Now,
Mhm.
one last question I want to ask you, Adriana, is this, because I know you own your own business.
Mhm.
In your opinion, looking back, was it difficult being a self-employed business owner to go through the process of securing sourcing financing?
In my experience, we had no issues. We were really lucky.
Good.
I think a few things that contributed to that was I had no debt in my name.
Love it.
Yeah, I at this point had a business maybe 4 or 5 years, so it wasn't brand new.
Yeah.
You have to show like what you have in terms of income or what you have in terms of money, like cash in the bank as well to help you get pre-approved. That helped.
Yeah.
And we got pre-approved together, me and my fiance. It wasn't just me, right? And he
Right.
has a stable 9 to 5 corporate job.
Right. Right.
So it was a lot more easy because of those factors. But if I was alone, maybe I would have encountered a few more roadblocks.
Sure. Yeah. But it sounds like to me, and I know this for sure because I'm in the business, the
Mhm.
fact that you had no debt, uh, that's your power, that's your superpower.
Yeah.
Why? Because, the cliche is this, banks and lenders, they will trip over their feet lending to someone that has no debt. Why? Because that means you certainly have the ability to repay the loan.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So as we wrap up, can you give us a snippet for the big social media virtual world all across North America? What is the business that you started and own and operate today?
Well, I am the founder and CEO of Socially Cordial Marketing Agency. We help with all things advertising, funnel building, and personal brand building. So anything organic content, we've got you. We really shine when it comes to strategy specifically. Anybody can put up a video and call it content, of course, but where we really shine and differentiate ourselves is in the strategy and how that strategy helps business owners like yourself, William, generate leads pretty much on autopilot from our strategies. So yeah, if anyone's interested in chatting more about all that stuff, you can find at sociallycordial.com all of our booking details, and I'd be more than happy to chat with you.
All right. I love it. That was a wonderful, spot on, caught you off guard, I know, spot on introduction as to what your business can provide as an outcome for someone like me. So I want to say this, Adrianna, thank you for being my first inaugural special guest in my video series, Buying That House. Social friends, here's our call to action for you. Our call to action is this: when and if you need help with video marketing, digital marketing, certainly reach out to Adrianna. If you don't know her, you should, because as you can tell, she's a real life person. She knows what she's talking about. And also, she was not fearful of doing this with me virtually. Love it, love it. Okay.
Not at all.
Yep.
William, thank you so much for having me. You did an amazing job for the first episode.
Thank you so much. And now my call to action for all of you listening and watching this: if you were a first-time buyer, or even a bigger challenge, if you are currently a first-time buyer and you want to guest in one of my episodes of Buying That House, all you need to do is simply scan this QR code that you see here and get in touch with me. We'll start a conversation and we'll talk about your journey. So Music Posse, play us out. Have a great day, Adrianna.
Thank you.